Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Leigh here. During July I'm running this challenge called July Junk Journal Challenge 2025. That's the hashtag. You can find this on Instagram, on Facebook, there's a group, and also on YouTube, of course. So have a look at the hashtag on YouTube and you'll see all the videos that people have made for this challenge. And I can tell you there's some fantastic work there. So there's a full list of all the channels in my video description box as well. So go along and check them out. Give them some love. Give them a thumbs up and leave a comment and even subscribe if you like. So let them know that you appreciate the work that they're doing. So today's prompt is worn. And I've chosen this particular piece of paper that I've got here. Well, it's a gel print and it sort of looks a bit like a worn painted wall where the paint's wearing off and there's other colours underneath it and there's a story in the wall. So that's going to be my background, and I'm going to fashion that into a long pocket, side pocket, that's going to go on that left hand page. I have a collection of goodies over on the left hand side there, just next to my arm, and you can see that there is a Tim Holtz paper doll portrait in there. And what I'm going to do with the portrait, with the man, is scuff him up, bend him and ink him and make him look a bit worn as well. So with my base piece here, I'm just putting a thumb notch in it, and I'm putting this thumb notch in right now because I really forget to do it all the time. I'm hopeless with it. So, and I get to the end and I've built over where I want my thumb notches to be and can't get it through because there's all, a build-up of product there. So I thought I'll do that first. I've rounded the corners. And now I'm just sort of figuring out where I want my man to sit. I'm auditioning other pieces behind the portrait in different locations, and eventually I'll settle on a design that I like, or a shape, and then I'll glue it all together and then add it to the page. And I also have to work on the portrait and make it look a bit old and shabby. I've got a little rub-on sticker here that I like the look of it because it's similar to what's already on that paper behind the man's head. And it was in amongst my little tin of treasures, so I thought, oh, I'll use it. It's pretty old. Part of it didn't actually stick, so it's only got half of its stem, but that's okay. As you can see, I'm putting on some vintage photo around the edges of the paper pieces. I like that little tombstone. It's worn out as well. So now I'm going to make this guy look a bit worn, old and beaten up a bit. So I'm just, like gently creasing the photo. What happens is it gets these white sort of lines appear on the top of the print where that top layer sort of splits. You can always add a little bit more of the vintage photo too when you want things to look a bit shabby. So this little sanding block here, it scuffs off the top layer of the paper, so it's really good for making things look old and worn out. Unfortunately, he's got a little bit of a crease right across the middle of his face, which breaks his face in half in a certain way. But yeah, we'll go with it. I've torn off the right hand shoulder too, so my page isn't wide enough to have the whole lot of him on there, I thought anyway. It did fit, but I didn't want the whole thing on there. So I've torn that off. And now I'm just adding bits and pieces from my little collection on the side to make my little cluster that's going to fit onto my pocket. I find this is a really good way of creating a cluster to use this top-down gluing method. So you basically make your cluster but don't stick it together, and then you just use little bits of glue to tack it all into one piece, and then you glue that onto your base. When you do use this method of gluing, you can take your cluster off your page, set it to the side and do something else, and then when you come back to put your cluster back on again, everything's still in the same place. So I've decided that I want to add that piece of stamped paper there. It's been stamped with acrylic paint actually, so I did that on the gel plate, and that sort of fills in that top area. And that little bit there with the flower on it, that was originally going to go down the bottom, so I've decided that that's going up the top now. I did a little bit of stamping with some text onto the cardstock, and I'm going to now glue my cluster down, and I've just added a little piece of white muslin to poke out the bottom there. And when I glue down the piece that's got the little brown flower on it, I'll also put a little bit of muslin under that. And I'm just using a clip to hold down that section because the muslin's underneath it, so it's not sitting flat on the page, and I want to make sure that everything is sticking down really well. And I found this, well, it's pianola paper, and I must have used it on the gel plate, and it's got this beautiful red colour on it. I just wanted to add a pop of colour, so I thought a little bit of that here and there in 3 places, you know, the rule of threes. So just to add that little bit of something extra, and I think it works really well. So I'm really liking this, the way it is. I think it looks great. What do you reckon? I thought I'd better let you know that the glue that I'm using in that little squeezy bottle, it's art glitter glue, and I've just put it into that little squeezy bottle that I buy them from the $2 shop. So perfect for applying art glitter glue, which is like gold, liquid gold. Yeah, and you get the smallest amount comes out, so it's great. Now I'm using my Stabilo pencil just to outline my gentleman. I've got my little gel plate here, and I'm putting some gesso onto that, and I'm going to add some water to it, and then I'll do some spatters. If you're enjoying this video and you're finding value here, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel, doesn't cost you anything, and if you truly love the video, put a heart in the comments section. So this is the vintage photo ink, so I put some onto the gel plate and add some water, and I'll add some spatters of that as well. I'm just about ready to add that to my page once it's dry. So what I'm doing here is just marking where the top and the bottom of that sits on the page, and I'm just going to glue on this little bit of dictionary page just so you don't have that blunt edge when that pocket gets attached. Yeah, I don't want it to look squared off, if you know what I mean. So using those marks to guide me as to where I need to put those pieces of paper, add them on. That looks better than just being plonked straight on the page, don't you? Do you agree with me? Let me know in the comments if you think that makes a difference. So I'm now going to glue down my pocket. I'm gluing my little label for the day onto a piece of coffee dyed paper, and I'll just pop that in the top. Now I'm going to make myself a little journal card to go into my pocket. So I have this image from a book. I'll just cut that down and square the edges off. Glue a piece of coffee dyed paper onto the back of it, and that'll be my journal card. I've decided that I wanted the butterflies to show rather than the blotchiness, so I just flipped it over. So I just added the word writing from a piece of book page, probably off that dictionary page, up the top right hand corner there, and also put a little tab on it from the edge of that paper. It's just, you know, what comes off when you tear a piece of paper out of a spiral bound pad. A little bit of edging with this pen. It's just a fine liner. It's just about done, and then I think, oh, I'd like a little bit of gesso just at the top and the bottom, so I use my finger to apply some of that, just very sparingly. When it's dry, I added my writing for today, and then my page is finished. I love this because this is right up my alley. So vintage and grunge is what I really like, and yeah, this one just suits me perfectly. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you like the way this has turned out. Don't forget to check out the other channels and give them some love. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and we'll see you next time. Have fun in your crafting room, and hugs and cheers from Australia. Hooroo!